aka Geeks.
Hey everybody, welcome to AKA Geeks. This is Movie of the Week, Lone Wolf Edition. I'm your host Sean. We're going to continue with the running of the Oscar nominated movies. This week's movie was La La Land. This movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture. It didn't win the Academy Award for Best Picture, but it did win a few other Oscars. It won Best Actress, Best Director, Cinematography. So this did win quite a few Oscars. It just didn't win the big one. It will be forever linked with the movie Moonlight, which actually won the award for Best Picture. The director, Damien Chazelle, winning Best Director, actually I think broke a record for the youngest director ever to win the award, Best Director. So going into this film, I don't mean to be vulgar, but I had heard, and I'm paraphrasing to an extent, is that La La Land was Hollywood's circle jerk for themselves, to pat themselves on the back pretty much. I went into this film with a bit of hesitation, and I've heard that Sing Street is better, and at the end of the day, I'll say this, I like Sing Street better. But this film did not turn out to be as bad as I was thinking it might be. I do have some issues with it. I'm going to start off with some of the negatives that I had. First off, one of the big negatives that I had for me is it felt like, for a musical, for something that focuses on singing very randomly in the film. Regarding this film, is they use a different filming technique. They were going for a different type of filter, and I don't know if that affected the sound, but I definitely felt like the sound and the voicing of this film was off. I felt that this film, whenever trying to have a musical piece, and the film opens with a musical piece, when they would do these musical pieces, I felt that the audio did not align with the actual film. It sounded and looked like to me like they were lip syncing, and it sounded like though the voices that were coming out in the audio were hitting notes that were like taking some actual effort, and the people were just like that. And that might be something that's natural for musicals. That's something that just happens. But I felt like during the first musical piece, there was just a bunch of voices laid over the video, and to me it didn't match at all, and it really turned me off. When you started getting into the songs, when it was Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, when it was just the two of them, or just one or the other, the audio and the video matched up way better, and it was more clear, it was more precise, and also it sounded like it was coming out of the voice on the video, not some laid over effect. With La La Land, I felt like the smaller the production on the musical parts, it felt more realistic and more like it was from the actual video and not a dubbed over audio piece. So to be honest, that bugged me throughout the film. Whenever I noticed something like that where it didn't seem like they were actually singing the parts, it really bothered me. The rest of the film though was quite charming overall. I love the color scheme in this. They used a lot of prime colors. They used a lot of background colors that helped hype up this nostalgia for Hollywood and the making of movies and the making of jazz. And I loved that aspect of the film. I loved how they were trying to highlight this stuff. Also, the starting phases of this relationship, this new relationship between Emma Stone's character and Ryan Gosling's character, it was wonderful to watch because to me it seems very, very realistic and something that takes me back to when I have had those moments of meeting somebody that you're just like that with, and I thought it was amazing. Even with those feelings of that story and how they developed the relationship, I still had my issues with it, like I stated previously. I did like the redemption aspect of the film and where it went when you have the tumultuous point in the film, and you always have to have that point. What's the conflict in the movie? I liked where they went from there with it. They did a good choice in my opinion, and where they resolved the film, I thought it was wonderful and it wasn't cliche, and I was happy about that. The one thing that I would have hated is if they would have made something real that wasn't real, or turned something into a cliche moment where you see in so many other like romantic comedies or romantic movies. If they would have gone that way, I'd have been very pissed. And so I was hoping that they didn't go that way. I was very happy with how they brought it all together at the end. The movie overall, it made me happy. It made me smile. I love how they kept going back to the same songs. There's two of them, and I can't tell because I'm not that in depth with the music, but it sounded like it was two specific songs, and they kept going back to both of them. And I liked it because during different points of the film, they meant different things, and it was just wonderful. And so I was really happy with this film overall. It did have its issues for me. I do still like Sing Street better because I felt like it didn't have the issues that this one has. Sing Street's not perfect, it has its own issues, but they're different than what this is. And for what this was going for, I felt that these issues I had with it were major. I do like this film. I do recommend it to everybody else. It's out in Redbox right now. Go check it out. Alright guys, so that's it for this week's episode of Movie of the Week. Remember to click the like, share, subscribe buttons down below. Leave your comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section. Let's have a great conversation about the movie La La Land, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
AKA Geeks.